Today, we take a look at 10 of my favorite Dropkick Murphys songs. Let's check it. The From Boston to Berkeley 2 tour is now underway, featuring Rancid and the Dropkick Murphys. I was fortunate enough to cover the show a few weeks ago. And during said time, I promised to put out a list of my favorite Rancid songs, which I already did. You can check that below in part 1. And now I'm doing the Dropkick Murphys. Both bands are equally amazing and have some of my favorite songs of all time. So today, we're going to take a look at 10 of my favorite DKM songs. Let's go. First up has got to be The Warrior's Code from the 2005 album, The Warrior's Code. This was the first song I heard a band use bagpipes and wind instruments in, and they didn't make it sound like total shit. I really didn't listen to like oi punk bands or Irish punk bands at the time, and this was the first time that I heard a bagpipe and it be the predominant sound in the song. It played the main riff. It was a revolutionary time where I realized that you can make folk music sound really awesome. I got into some folk punk after that. I got into bluegrass and newgrass after that. Really kind of kicked the doors down for what I was used to listening to. Next up has to be Skinhead at the MBTA from the 1998 Do or Die record. One of the coolest collabs I ever heard was Rancid and the Dropkick Murphys do this. Not on the Boston to Berkeley tour, but way back in, I think, the 2003 or 2004 Vans Warped Tour. There's a video of it somewhere online, where Dropkick Murphys invited Rancid to come on stage, and they played this song together. I just thought at the time that it was awesome to see two gigantic punk bands get on stage and do that. Shortly after that, I found the BYOB split with Rancid and NoFX, and really got into that. And it introduced me to a new way of sound. Plus, watching the crowd go crazy when Rancid comes out during the video is pretty amazing. The quality's pretty shit on the video, but it's still something worth watching. Next up definitely has to be, this color quality is shit today. Next up has to be the Green Fields of France from 2005's The Warrior's Code. This one is probably one of the saddest fucking songs I've ever heard in my entire life. And I listen to emo music. What's worse is the song is based off of a real person, and the entire song is based off of a real event, real experience that happened. If you've ever heard the Green Fields of France, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you haven't, get the tissues ready and let it all sink in. The next one has to be the Spicy McHaggis's Jig off of 2001, Sing Loud and Sing Proud. This one is just funny to me. Other than Blink-182, I didn't know like joke songs existed. And to see like a fairly serious punk band deliver something like this was pretty awesome. This song, along with like a few NoFX tunes, turned me on to that whole concept that you didn't have to be serious about things all the time. And the fact that this one like told a story too. Everyone knows like that one guy at the bar, and that's pretty much what this song's about. This is also one that's pretty fun to put on at parties and to sing loud and really drunk too. Or if you got the MP3s at the bar, it's also fun to put it on there. Next up has got to be Barroom Hero off of 1998's Do or Die. If Dropkick Murphys had a theme song, this would be it. Let me take that back. They have quite a few theme songs. This is just one of probably many. And this is definitely one that I most remember them for. Early on when I used to see DKM live, they used to end with this song all the time. Or they would at least do this and then come back out for the encore. This would be their ending for the encore, or this would be their very last song. Either way, this is a song that always got the crowd pumped, and it was always something that I was expecting and waiting for on the set list. It's like Blink's Damn It, or Rancid's Radio, or NoFX's Linoleum. Everyone's waiting for that song. I wish they'd throw it back on the set list every once in a while here and there. They have a lot of new stuff that they're playing right now, which is also equally awesome. Next one has to be The State of Massachusetts off of 2007's The Meanest of Times. This is, by all means, catchy as hell. It's a staple Dropkick Murphys song. All the fans expect to hear it every single time that they play live. And every single time I've seen the band play live, they've played this song. It's such an energetic tune, and it's something, like I said, that it's always fun to sing and mosh to, and to see other people, singing loud. It's also a fun party song to put on. It's also like grimy and gritty and dirty, and it's definitely one of those songs that when you think of Dropkick Murphys, this song comes to mind. Going Out in Style off of 2011's Going Out in Style record. It was a few years before DKM had a new bunch of material that came out, and it was kind of the same recycled songs, which their whole catalog is amazing, but it was really cool because this was the first time that I was patiently waiting for a new Dropkick Murphys album to come out, and they definitely delivered. They did not disappoint. The first single was Going Out in Style, the album title, track title from this. The video for itself is pretty amazing, and the fact that they got not only Fat Mike from NoFX to cameo inside the music video, but for him to sing in the song as well is pretty priceless. These last few are definitely going to be very biased on my end, only because, I mean, the whole damn list is biased, but even more biased because this is my favorite Dropkick Murphys album, so of course I pick songs from it. And all three of these are from the Dropkick Murphys 2003 album, Blackout. I have it on vinyl. It's one of my favorite records of all time. And first up, we've got to talk about Kiss Me, I'm Shit-Faced off of Blackout. This song was pretty much the theme song for my not-so-college years. I basically had a ton of friends that went to college, and I did all the fun stuff without actually going to class. Even though I did actually go to a community college at one point in my life, but that's another time for another story. But there was this place called the Dude Lounge, and this song was basically the entire theme for that entire place. It was played periodically throughout the night. Everyone was trashed, singing along to it. Even people that like started out the night not knowing the fucking words to the song, at least knew the Kiss Me I'm Shit-Faced chorus by halfway through the middle of the night. It just 75 to 100 drunk college kids screaming Kiss Me I'm Shit-Faced was pretty amazing at the time. All being squished into this runny, old, rundown college house was always fun. Next up has to be the Dirty Glass from, again, Blackout. I was in a pretty dark place, in a pretty shitty relationship, and then it ended, and this song just rang home for me on so many different levels at the time. When I hear this song, it takes me back to that. I don't have like like a PTSD or anything about it. It brings me back and kind of makes me remember. I feel more nostalgic than grieving about the whole situation. But it's funny, I was playing in a bar band at the time, and we was always frequent the same clubs and dives, and having a shitty relationship and playing that, playing in the bar bands would always kind of remind me of the song when I listened to it. And last but not least is Time to Go from Blackout. This is probably a very unorthodox one for a lot of you, but this will forever be my favorite Dropkick Murphys song. I first heard this on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater Underground game. Like a lot of music of the time, Tony Hawk really kicked down the doors for a kid who basically was subjected to listen to his parents' music and listen to whatever bullshit was on the radio. Tony Hawk Pro Skater opened up a huge soundtrack to a whole generation of kids. It introduced me to bands like Alkaline Trio and Bad Religion and Goldfinger, and of course the Dropkick Murphys. And this was another song where I heard an accordion being played, and I'm like, this is gonna be lame, and then it just kicks open, and it's just this amazing tune. And yeah, it's always gonna be my favorite song because it always takes me back to that time. I don't think they played in Pittsburgh because they talk about the black and gold. The black and gold for them is of course the Bruins and not the Steelers and the Penguins. But alas, we can only hope they play it live for the Pittsburgh crowd once. But anyway, guys, that's my list of my favorite DKM songs. Leave me a comment down below on what your favorite DKM song is, your favorite album from them. Mine, of course, is always going to be Blackout. Also, let me know if you have been to the Boston to Berkeley tour with Rancid, DKM, and of course the Bronx. It rained like hell the day that I went, but it was still an amazing time. The band still kicked ass. I have a review on the entire show. I call it the parent perspective on all the shows that I go to, so I'll also leave a link to that blog down below. I think that's it for right now. So we're gonna roll the outro. Later, guys. Hey guys, we're at that part of the video where you should like and subscribe. And after the video is over, comment on some stuff. What did you like? What did you not like? What should I do next? Something like that. There's more to this channel than just the whole YouTube thing. I post daily blogs on thepoppunkdad.com, which features daily reviews and interviews from awesome bands from around the globe. Head on over to the Pop Punk Dad merch shop where you can find cool things like that right there. It helps the channel out and it lets me know that you love me. I have a weekly podcast called the Pop Punk Dadcast, which is on Spotify, SoundCloud, and iTunes. Please subscribe. And hey, while you're at it, after this video, cruise on around and check out other content that tickles your fancy. Interviews with awesome bands, vlogs, cover songs, and more. You can check out all my socials, my IG, my FB, my Snapchat, and my Twitter at the Pop Punk Dad. And above all else, guys, stay pop punk. Later.